Shrockstar. Buckeye Lounge, we run this game. Shrockstar Sean, remember the name. TG's lurking, Wolverine's fear. Scarlet and gray, make it loud and clear. TG and Sean, bringing that smoke. They stand in the paint, that ain't no joke. Tune in, turn up, let the show begin. The Buckeye Lounge, straight fire within. Buckeye Lounge, we run this game. Shrockstar Sean, remember the name. TG's lurking, Wolverine's fear. Scarlet and gray, make it loud and clear.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Buckeye fans of all ages, the Ohio podcast proudly brings you the Buckeye Lounge. I'm your host, the Shrockstar, Sean Schrock. Of course, my co-host, like always, the Wolverine Slayer, TG. And tonight, we have a special guest from the 2014 National Championship Buckeye team, one of the original creators of BIA, Mr. Gareon Conley. Gareon, thank you for coming on with us tonight. How are you doing tonight, sir?
Always. Thanks for having me. I'm great, man. I'm blessed.
It's amazing having a Buckeye legend on here. It really is, especially the original members of BIA, one of the best defenses of all time.
Yeah, I was just looking up the stats yesterday. It's crazy.
Man, your secondary was so loaded on that team. I mean, even your secondaries now, so from 2014, 15, and 16. I mean, you guys were stacked, man. What was the practices like, the competition between you all trying to just get on the field to play?
Man, it was crazy. Like going in, I mean, even my freshman year, I redshirted that year, but we had Bradley Roby, another first round draft pick, and then Duran Grant. And then the second year, it was me, Eli, and Duran. Well, Duran was a returning starter, so me and Eli were actually battling for the spot that 2014 year. Eli ended up winning the spot, but I remember like throughout the whole training camp, the coaches were like, "Man, we don't know exactly who we want to start yet." Like we were battling for it that well, and then I even remember my last year, 2016. Me, Marshawn. Mind you, I was a returning starter. Me, Marshawn, and Denzel were all battling for playing time that year. Like obviously my starting spot was like solidified for me being a returning starter, but like at any point it could have been taken if I wasn't playing the way I should have by those two guys.
All right. So explain us, how was it back in 2014? Like when Braxton Miller first went down with his injury, how did everybody react at the time?
You said how did everybody what?
How did everybody react to
Hey, calm
the
down.
news of how did everybody react to the news of Braxton Miller's injury in practice? What was that like?
Oh man, we were devastated. Like I mean that was what, the first day of practice or second day of practice? I forget exactly what it was, but I remember he just literally just dropped back to throw a pass, and he literally just when he threw the ball, he just collapsed, and everybody was just like, "What's going on?" Like it was a rare like image of when you get hurt. You know, like usually you get hurt from like getting tackled or landing on it. He just threw a ball. It was like he's a quarterback, so his normal just throw motion, he just goes down, and we're like, "What's going on?" And obviously experience that Braxton had. Is it still here? Somebody was calling me.
Yeah, you're still here.
You're still on, buddy.
Y'all still hear me?
Yep,
Yeah,
I can hear you. Yep,
we can hear you.
I can hear you. There you go. We can see you now. We can hear you too.
I think you still have technical difficulties.
Yesterday, I can't hear nothing.
Oh
Oh
man,
boy,
This is why I didn't want to do it on my phone because I knew somebody would call me.
we can hear you, bro.
we can hear you. I guess he can't hear us. It's one of those.
We- We'll give him a minute.
Yeah, we'll give him a minute, guys. Uh, we'll give him a minute to come back. Hold on, I'm trying to do the freaking what you call it. So we'll give him a minute to come back. He was having a little bit of technical difficulties because for some reason the sound kept going out, and it happened again because somebody called him. So we'll see if he can come back in here. If he can't, it's fine. But Sean, do you want to? Do you have anything you want to touch on?
I'll tell you what. How about Sam Greer today? Rivals destroying people. He was killing guys. I mean, it was awesome. Then Wilder also was named the best defensive player in the camp too, man. So yeah, two guys, two linemen in the trenches, one on each side of the ball, dominating Rivals 5 today. Come on.
Which is yeah, that was amazing. Not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, I love it when seeing our recruits kill it too. And I always say when it comes to the Buckeye coaches, like I don't care if you're bringing a 5 or 4 star, I just or even a 3 star, I can completely hear them fully. Oh,
Oh,
oh, and then he gets it back out.
we'll give him a little bit of time, guys. No problem. Hey,
Yeah,
just want to shout out everybody watching tonight. See our boy Coconut, Buckeye Pay, Steely, Wildman, Tyler, Vader, of course,
Eric,
Eric,
Dennis,
hoping,
all y'all,
yeah,
man.
Dennis.
I
Awesome.
swear, just as soon as I think we get rid of them. Um,
Mika in the house. The,
yeah, Mika,
the
hey girl.
recruiting the recruiting queen is in the house tonight, guys.
Yep.
She's got to be going crazy over watching Sam Greer and while they're tearing it up. I mean, them were two of her favorites for sure. So
Yeah, she literally said it in the chat. Those are her. She was BIA fangirl moment. um, and I think it's Eric and Chris. I said it. You know, it's not the OHL podcast without technical difficulties from some other reason.
oh.
Check. Sean TG, I saw something very interesting today. The Michigan 24/7 site claimed they are the quarterback university. Like, F out of here. Like, what quarterbacks, bro? Bro, JJ McCarthy sucks. I don't care what anybody say. Oh, he went in the number 10. CJ Stroud went number 2, and look how he killing it.
Yeah.
Like,
Hey,
and I
guys.
believe Justin's gonna have a bounce back. He's finally got a team that's actually gonna try to build around him compared to what he's had.
Uh,
And guess what? He had crap around him in Chicago, and he still did better than this than JJ McCarthy. I think.
and
Will this
let's
dude a bum?
guys. Underwood hasn't thrown a pass yet. Hey, there we got Gareon back.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring him on.
Somebody called me and it just went to shit.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay, bro. It's all good. We've been known to have a technical difficulty here and there on our show, so it's no problem, man.
Yeah, it happens every now and again.
We were talking about before you got cut off. We were talking about Braxton Miller and that freakish injury he had that was summer camp, wasn't it, when that happened?
Yeah, it was beginning of fall camp.
Okay.
But yeah, like I said, we went down. We were all devastated, and we didn't. Obviously, we knew we had other guys, but it was just the feeling of like we knew who we had with the Braxton. We knew the person he was, and we knew how hard he worked and how dedicated he was, and nothing is worse than having an injury, especially in football. So it kind of messed us up for sure.
I mean, he was only the Big Ten Offensive Player of the Year the 2 years before that. So I mean, of course, you guys are gonna be devastated,
Yeah.
but I think it's shows the culture and your guys' character, the way you guys bounce back from. I mean, a lot of teams would have just folded. That team didn't fold. You guys didn't fold, and you guys thrived on it. And you guys, I know you guys lost that game to Virginia Tech early, but you guys, I mean, brought you guys together, and you guys went on one heck of a run there.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely. I definitely model that team or say that team was based on like resilience. Like that whole year was just a resilient year.
What was it like playing with JT Barrett? When him leading you guys?
Man, that's my best friend. Well, one of them. I feel like I got a lot of best friends from Ohio State, from my class in that 2016 year. But yeah, definitely one of my best friends. He was my roommate my freshman year. Me, him, Eli, and James Clark were roommates. Me and him, I mean, I feel like he's from Texas, I'm from Ohio, and it felt like we were from the same area in the way we would talk about like our childhoods and the way we grew up. It was crazy. 'Cause, I never been out of Ohio until I lived in California for like 6 months, but other than that, I never been anywhere. So when I met him, um, it was just like seeing somebody from somewhere else and like you can connect with them. Like that was probably him and Eli and James are like the first one I really connected with because we were staying together as freshmen. So, but yeah, like his leadership, I think one thing that rubbed off on me because I feel like he was just a normal or a natural leader our freshman year, always handling his business and he never got in trouble or did anything. And I feel like I was like not the opposite, but I wasn't just locked in as he was and wasn't really taking things as serious as he was as a freshman. So he was definitely an inspiration to me.
All right. Mika actually asked, "Do you still talk with your teammates?"
Oh yeah. I feel like I was telling so I train players here in Texas, and I was telling them the other day like talk to them, but we don't talk on a daily basis. Like obviously sometimes like if it's like a comment or a like or a message on Instagram or Twitter or whatever that happens. But like whenever we do talk, it's like we never missed a beat. Like so, it's like we don't got. That's how strong the brotherhood is. Like we don't have to talk every day to keep that relationship or that connection between us. Like I still talk to a lot of my teammates though, for sure.
I mean, it's kind of crazy. Not only did you guys lose Braxton, but JT comes in there and runs that offense great and leads you guys, on a great run. Then all of a sudden, the Michigan game, he goes down. Then you got to
Oh,
he's back. All right.
all right.
You went out again.
I was just saying, you guys, JT came in and led you guys all season till last game of the year. He goes down, breaks his foot or his ankle, or maybe even his leg. I forget which one it was, but then you had to rely on another guy, Cardell Jones. So I mean, this your guys being so resilient. Not only did you lose the best offensive player in the Big Ten, you lose another kid that comes in and is playing was even being talked about as a Heisman Trophy finalist. He goes
Yeah.
down, and you have to rely on Cardell Jones. Um, did you see him practice? What did you see in Cardell in practice when you guys were going up against him?
Oh man, he's an elite player. Always. I think it was a thing. I think like came early on with Cardell. Like the stuff with like I don't play school and just all the stuff. I feel like that just because like I said, JT came in and he was just as a freshman he just showed signs of maturity and leadership. I feel like that was obviously like there's other things whatever Coach Meyer had in his mind or whatever, but I feel like that was part of the reason why JT was playing so early because he had that mental maturity over Cardell, which Cardell was already growing still as he was there, but I feel like it was just a thing where like JT already showed that sign earlier, so he got the nod. I feel like obviously there's other reasons, production and all that as well, but going through practice, I mean, everybody knew Cardell was elite and like he would be dicing people up there in practice. But in it, like everybody on our team, we knew like when Cardell was going in, we didn't care. Like we didn't miss a beat. We knew we were gonna have the same caliber of quarterback. And one thing I will say in particular about him, um, Coach Meyer had this thing called competitive excellence, and I
Mhm.
tell kids about this all the time. Like his story is not just a lucky miracle or all that. Like he literally would be in practice and he would be doing his reps like he was in, whether he was in or not. Like he was always getting those mental reps and he was always going through his steps, his drop, and he would always look to see where he's throwing. Like when JT's doing the practice rep, you know what I'm saying? So whenever he got in the game, he knew like I didn't miss a beat. He knew I was going to be ready whenever my number was called, and he definitely was.
Okay, hold on. Let me pull up this question from our friend Chris. He says, "Who is the most difficult player you had to cover in practice, and the toughest player you had to cover or had to play against in a game?"
In practice, who's the toughest? I don't know. I feel like all our guys were like tough. Like I feel like everybody had different things. Mike was really tough to guard. Michael Thomas, Noah
Mm.
Brown was tough to guard. I feel like he's a underrated player. That was really really like nice at Ohio State and in the league. But like when I guarded him at Ohio State, um, who else was tough? I feel like Johnny Dixon was a tough deep ball cover. I feel like everybody just had their different uh like styles. Like I feel like I analyze the game so much. I feel like it'd be a long conversation to say who was the toughest guard, but I would say Noah and Mike were up there. Though.
Who was the toughest you played against in a game?
In college,
In the game, yeah. Like who'd you play in the game? Who's the toughest?
uh, who gave me problems? I don't know. I feel like our receivers were so good. Like the games weren't wasn't like I literally feel like there was nobody that was just like that. When we played Amari Cooper, but I didn't really play that much because I was a special teams player that year. So, but I feel like he was the best receiver I've seen in college. Like we double covered him, and he still had I think 2 touchdowns and like 80 yards or something like that.
How about in
Like
the
he was
league? Who was the toughest that you ever had to go against in the league?
AB easily, Antonio Brown easily.
Ooh,
I think Amari Cooper. But I only went against him in practice because he was at the Raiders with me. But I
Gotcha.
think he could have been the best receiver in the league easily. Like Amari Cooper, his strength, his speed, the way he can stop on a dime, like it's crazy. But I just feel like he hasn't been that consistent, like dog enough to be considered that. But I feel like he could be. But other than that, like Antonio Brown, easily, like dude is so quick off the line, can't get your hands on him, knows how to get to his routes after the catch is good. Like he's different.
man, it's funny because what you had said about the Ohio State receivers, I feel like all the DBs since then. That's all they say at this point. That's all they say.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mick,
like we literally go at it in practice. Like it's literally like a game every week, and then like you get to the game, you're like these receivers ain't shit. Like just ain't.
Like they say, sharp iron sharpens iron, man. And I don't
hmm
know how many times we've heard Ohio State receivers say the same thing about the
defensive
DBs.
backs.
Yeah, and they say, hey, what we have to go against in practice every week is, that's the toughest we see. When we get to the games, that's easy to get open.
It's
Yeah.
like it's why Ohio State's called DBU and wide receiver U. It's why. I mean,
Yeah.
it's practically at this point. And Mika wants to ask who was the most underrated teammate in your opinion, but I think you already answered that.
Yeah. I would say Noah Brown
Yeah.
for sure. He's
Yeah.
definitely one of those. We had a lot of underrated players though. Like it's
Ooh.
Mike Hill. I feel like he was a beast. Tracy Sprinkle. Like we had there's just so many people that were just so good. I feel like we just had so many players. Like, you just everybody can't shine the same, so everybody
Sure.
doesn't get the same
It's
highlights
fun.
and shine.
Yeah. It's funny because when you mentioned Noah, Buckeye Peck mentioned his insane catch in the Oklahoma game. Did you see that?
Uh-oh.
Yes, Oklahoma game. He had a couple good catches in the Wisconsin game as well. But he would always make catches like that at practice too. Like it's crazy. Like
That
he
had to be frustrating to try to guard a guy like that. You could be all over him, then he's making, or he's trapping it
yeah.
against his helmet or snagging it one hand, man. That had to be driving you nuts.
Yeah, we used to go at it, man. Me and Noah had some really good battles my tenure there.
Yeah. Chris. Oh man, you guys are going in with questions today. What was it like to play for Urban Meyer? Do you have any good urban stories? Ooh, this is one actually one I see.
Man, so Urban, me and him, his relationship was like that, like father. He's like you love your father, but he annoys the shit out of you. Uh, like me and him, we just didn't hit it off like that. Like we didn't hit it off, but it was just like one of those things where like as I got older, I started to realize, and that's when we started to like be cool and like talk more. And then when I left, like everything I model through my training and like the way I go about my business is just like all Coach Meyer, Coach Mick, Ohio State. Like when I was there, like that's how I run things.
Now there's something I want to ask you. Oh,
Ooh.
yeah. I'll be back in a second, guys. Don't
Yeah. Don't worry. He'll
don't
be
worry.
back. Oh, yeah, and there he is now. Hold on, wait, give me a second.
There he is. We lost you for a second there, Gareon.
Yeah.
It went out again.
Yeah, now you're
Yeah.
back.
But no, he but he's a great guy. Like I said, we didn't click at first, but it was not probably. I was an immature person that didn't understand what they were trying to get the messages to me. But once I did realize, we definitely connected more. Um, I feel like my probably funny story with him. I mean, I had a couple funny instances, but I remember my first. Was that my first practice? No, it was my first practice. It was our first in season practice. Uh, it was after a game on Sunday. I can't remember the exact time. I just remember I got kicked off the field my freshman year because I didn't run after Devin Smith when he caught like a slant, and he literally is all state Ohio track 100-meter guy and was running track in college for Ohio State, and it was like there's no way I was catching him, so I just didn't run, and he kicked me off the field. And I remember when he kicked me off the field, I was just like thinking like, oh, he's kicking me off the field, like to go to the sideline. And when I went to the sideline, he was like, no, like get out. Like he kicked me out and made me go in the locker room. And I was just like, dang, like that's how serious it is here. But so that was my first moment with him. But then I remember uh that was we were playing Wisconsin, 2016, my last year, and we were working on back shoulder fades. With Noah and I forget who else was working on him. But basically, like Coach Meyer was like an offensive coach when he was there. So like if anytime the defense would be doing good, he would always like restart periods or restart practice or be mad. And we had refs at practice and he was doing like back shoulder fade emphasis. And I remember I strapped Noah on one and JT and Coach Meyer were looking for like the flag because we had refs at practice. And they didn't throw a flag. And then Coach Meyer was like, "Is that not a flag, ref? Is that not a flag?" And I was like, "He didn't throw the fucking flag, did he? So it ain't a flag." He was like, "Gary, get him off my field." He was talking to Coach Combs. He's like, "Gary, get him off my fucking field. Get him off my field." And I was like, "Man, I don't care, bro. Like he ain't throw the flag. Like I strapped him. I quit crying." And then I remember like after Coach Combs was like, "You need to apologize to him. You need to do it." I'm like, "No, I'm not. I'm not apologizing to him. Like I strapped him. Like why do I need to apologize?" And then I remember like we talked after, and he was just like, "I know it's a heated moment." He was like, "But don't talk to me like that." I was like, I apologize." I was like, "But I was just in the heat of my moment." But that was just like a little thing that we had. We would always talk shit to each other, but it was all love for real though. That's my
All right.
guy.
All right, dude, be careful when you use the F word because this is kind of family friendly. So I'm just saying.
Oh, my bad.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's good. We know sometimes you can't help yourself. Oh, but Buckeye
Yeah.
Pay also wanted to have a had a question for you. He said, "Didn't you play with Terry?" And he's talking about Terry McLaurin.
What?
Hmm.
Yeah, but and I it's crazy. Like that's how loaded we were. Like Terry didn't play when I was there. It was who was our receivers that year? That was Noah, Curtis. I mean Terry would get in a little bit, but Dontre, Wilson. Hey, who was our other receiver?
Yeah, yeah, Johnny too. Johnny Dixon and
Yeah, we had
KJ
Johnny,
Hill.
KJ, but I'm trying to. It was two outside. It was Noah. I gotta look at the damn roster. I forget, but yeah, Terry didn't play that much when I was there, which is crazy. Like he was our scout team. Oh, we had Paris too. Paris was playing as well. But yeah, Terry didn't play as much when my last year there. Um, but I remember like Terry would always be a problem. Like they would always use him as like a deep ball threat as well. Him and Johnny, like they would take the top off for practice all the time. But yeah, I played with him. But watching him grow, I feel like I didn't watch because I don't watch sports for real. I don't watch football like that. Like I study film a lot, but I don't watch it on TV. But I feel like when he got to the league, I feel like he grew like even more. Like, and I feel like that's when he really took off. Like when he got to the league.
That's great. It's awesome. And Eric said it was all good. And Mika, I know you. That was kind of funny. What you see about me?
Yeah, usually she's the one we got to tell to
Mm.
kind of calm down on here because she goes a little crazy. So I mean, just
It no, y'all just tell me to make sure to watch my mouth. Because the reality is, I do. That's the reality. I do watch my mouth because I want to keep it as family friendly as possible. Even though there are times I want to say a word, I know to keep it family friendly. I know.
Am I still here?
you're here,
Yeah.
buddy.
All right. Sticks tripping.
Yeah, I do want to ask you something. I mean, I, I'm just wondering the whole. You were committed to a team before you committed to Ohio State. You know, you know, I know me and Mello when we interviewed you before we brought that up, but I love for you to tell that story to
Yeah.
these other guys because it was such an awesome story, and
Yeah.
not to put you on the
Yeah.
spot, but it was such a cool story that you told us.
Nah, I don't care, man. I made the right decision. But yeah, I was like I didn't play football growing up. So I played seventh grade, eighth grade for the first time. I was a quarterback, and then not many people know, but they should know, of Massillon High School is like the biggest high school. It is the biggest football high school in Ohio, but one of the tradition-rich programs in
Heck yeah,
America. So I went there to play football and didn't play my freshman year at all. My sophomore year, I was number 97, didn't even get in on JV. And then my junior year, I literally played corner for the first time, and I went crazy, and I got an offer from the team up north. So I went up there on a visit, and mind you, I didn't play football, don't know nothing about recruiting. Every visit that you go to, an official visit, they try to get you to commit. So when I went there, I thought that's what I was supposed to do. They're like, "You want to come here? You want to come in?" I'm like, "Yes, of course I want to." Like, and that's a verbal commitment. So I was committed to the team of North. And once you get like an offer from there, other schools start looking, everything start buzzing. And then at the time, my quarterback, Kyle Kemp, he was being recruited by Cincinnati, and they were telling me that I could play offense at Cincinnati, and that's what I really wanted to play. I wanted to play receiver. So I was going to take an official visit to Cincinnati because they had offered me as well. But Ohio State was recruiting me at the time, and Greg Madison was the defensive coordinator and the recruiter from the team up north. He would always come to see me in my high school, and I guess rumors went out that I was gonna go visit Ohio State when it really was Cincinnati. But he came and he was like, "You don't want to go to Ohio State, like." I don't know why you want to visit there. They're a bunch of liars. You don't want to go there. They're shady, blah, 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 saying all this stuff. Basically, trying not to get me to go there. And he literally was like, we have a no visit policy. So basically, like if you visit other schools, we're gonna take your scholarship. So I took that as a threat. So I was like, all right, well I'm decommitting because I want to visit schools. And then I decommitted from there. And then I think Oregon started to recruit me. They came all the way to my practice. So mind you, they came all the way from Oregon to Massillon, Ohio. And I really just wanted to go there for the uniforms. I didn't care about anything else. And they were like recruiting me hard. Came to a practice. I'm like, oh, they want me. So then our rival game against McKinley, Coach Meyer and I think it was Fick. It was either Coach Meyer and Fick or Coach Meyer and Vrabel showed up to my rival game, and nobody from Oregon did. So right then and there, I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to Ohio State because they actually showed up. And then I went on my official visit that next weekend and committed to Ohio State.
Yep.
And
Uh,
then the craziest part about that, my bad to cut you
no,
off,
no,
but
you're keep
no,
Greg
going.
go
Madison Greg Madison literally said all that about Ohio State and ended up coaching at Ohio State. And I seen him in there. He would not look me in my eye when I seen him.
Oh,
ahead.
that's the funniest thing in the world.
Literally. Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Um, Eric, thanks for the $10 super chat, my man. He said if you could go back and talk to yourself as a freshman at Ohio State, what would you tell yourself?
One, I would tell myself that athleticism ain't gonna cut it at Ohio State because there's a lot of athletic guys. Does not matter. And two, I would have took everything more seriously. Lifting, school, class. Like I feel like I was relaxing too much. I was too comfortable.
One
Ooh.
thing I want to ask you, Gary, I know you're training a bunch of kids down there in Texas. Would you
Hmm.
ever, buddy of mine, Buckeye Vader, wanted me to ask you, would you ever consider coaching at Ohio State?
Of course I would. That's the only place I would coach because I don't want to coach. Something about coaching is just I don't like it because I feel like coaches are it's too soft for me now. Uh, and when I train, it's like I get to do what I want. And if you don't like it, you could leave. But coaching, I'm stuck with you. So, but that's the only place I would coach if I could, honestly.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Did you did you get a bunch of crap from those Texas kids talking smack about Texas high school football? Do you? You need to
Yeah,
bring them up to Ohio and let them go watch Maslin and McKinley play a game once, and they can really see what high school
yeah.
football is
I
about. You
actually
know.
brought
Mm.
six of the or was it six or five? Oh, it was five, and then my stepson was one of them. I brought them up last year to my camp that I have at Maslin, and they got to go against a couple Ohio kids. But I tell them all the time, like the only reason Texas is like bigger as far as football is because of the population and the resources. Like we had that many people and that many fields and resources and indoors and all that stuff and trainers. Like we don't have trainers, and there's a trainer within 10 miles of each direction here for DBs, quarterbacks. Like it's crazy. And the stuff they do for little pee wee football is like insane. So like if we had all that, like we'd be 10 times better. But and they play in summer all the time. They have spring ball out here. Like when I got here, and my stepson, because I met my fiance when my stepson was going into his freshman year. So when he moved in, they were like, "Oh, you got spring ball," and I was just like, "Spring ball? Like, what do you mean? Like college spring ball? Like practices?" They're like, "Yeah, like if we had that in Ohio, like what? We'd be crazy. You can't put pads. Well, they just passed it where you can do like some organized activities, but you can't put pads on until August by law. So it's
Yeah.
like y'all got way more football here. We just started getting 7-on-7 in
E-
Ohio.
Exactly. I was just about ready to say that. I was just like, man, we just finally got 707, 7-on-7 they let go by, man. I couldn't imagine them having spring ball and, that'd be
Crazy,
nuts.
Mm. Right.
crazy.
Uh,
Man.
there are two questions for you in the chat. I'm gonna ask one of them for last because Sean, if you can see one of the questions from one of our guests, you knew it was gonna come up at some point. But this one I'm gonna ask first. What was your favorite memory of the title run?
Ooh, uh, that's tough. I feel like the Alabama game. I don't know. I just that game was just crazy. I felt no disrespect to Oregon or that year. That team, they were good too. But I feel like that was a championship game. Like that game was that was the hardest hitting game I ever played in my life. One, and it was just like the skill sets of like our team and Amari Cooper, Derrick Henry. Like that game was just Eddie Jackson. Like it was crazy. Like Cyrus Jones. Like it was so many high caliber players in that game. Like it was just insane. And like I only played special teams and a little bit of corner. And like even on my special teams plays, like the impact of like how big the field position was, even on special teams, like that game was just it was amazing. And when we won, like we already knew like whoever we playing next, like we about to whoop over them for sure.
Okay.
So that definitely was it.
Wait a
I
minute, Sean. I'm gonna let you ask this one when I
oh,
put it on the screen because you knew it was gonna come up.
oh man. You don't have to answer this if you don't want to, but here, what is your honest opinion on the Michigan cheating scandal? What do you think should happen? If you don't want to answer it, I understand, but it's up to
I
you, bro.
mean, I don't got no like set thing of what should happen. I don't know, but I just feel like that's it's corny for sure. Like you gotta cheat to win. I feel like they shouldn't have to really going on that, but I mean, you know who they are, you know they were their scum. So I
All
do
right.
think we need to we need this. get the dub on them.
Yeah. Grandpa Buck asks, who was your best friend at Ohio State or your favorite player when you played? I should say Ann, really.
Uh, yeah. Before, like I said, best friend is I have so many. Um, I feel like the whole defense of 2016 was like who I was then JT, Barrett, but everybody from the 2016 defense that was like my like them is the ones who I talked to the most. My favorite player like was Malik Hooker. Like the way he played was
Mm.
just so crazy. Like that's my favorite safety ever. Like
I think
definitely my favorite player in Ohio State history.
I think he gets overlooked a lot, man. I think he's kind of
Hmm.
underrated when they bring up the safeties at Ohio State. That doesn't get mentioned more because he was awesome.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
Yeah. So many great ones. And then another one from
definitely my
Charles
favorite player.
Parker.
He only played one
Yeah.
year.
And then another one from Charles Parker. What what does he what does he feel when his greatest accomplishment at Ohio State? So like what was your greatest accomplishment essentially at Ohio State? What do you believe?
Mine, uh, I mean, winning a natty is obviously that's a team thing. I feel like mine, uh, I don't know. I feel like I was just so in the moment. I never really took a chance to even just look at like what was my greatest accomplishment. I feel like my senior year it was just the year that I would feel like I was most accomplished because I think I only gave up. Yeah, I gave up one touchdown. Like that was that, and then 2015. Was it like that? I can't remember, but I think my last year for sure. I know I only gave up one touchdown, so that was like my greatest season for me. I feel like I covered really well that season.
I
Okay.
have one question for you before I get to Chris's. Sorry, well, man, but who was the toughest guy that you had to tackle? I mean, who hit you the hardest one? I mean, who was the toughest guy for you to bring to the ground? Just like you
On
knew
our
you had
team,
to. Oh, you can say our team, or you can say opposing team when you just you knew it was going to be you know
shoot, I mean Zeke ran hard. He was a 4-3 man. Like
I feel like
that's what
everybody
like
says him.
yeah. I tell people he runs so hard, but like I would rather people always see like Derrick Henry as like he runs so hard he's hard to tackle. He's hard to tackle if you hit him up high. Like if you hit him in his legs, he'll go down. But like his speed isn't like Zeke's. I'd rather tackle a big back that can't run fast than a guy that's like solid, strong, and is running fast, like 4-3. That's gonna hurt way more than tackling a guy that's
sure.
just big. Like you got
Hmm.
equipment on, like you gonna feel an impact. But an impact at full speed, like that crash is just different. Like I feel like Zeke is definitely one of the hardest for sure. Saquon Barkley was hard to tackle too, though, for sure.
Fair. Who is
But
your
he
Mount
didn't.
Rushmore?
It wasn't hard though.
Oh, okay. Who is your Mount Rushmore of cornerbacks at Ohio State as far
Buckeye
as the
corners.
Buckeyes? Buckeye corners.
Ooh, man. Uh, I don't know. I gotta come back to you on that. I gotta
Oh.
send that back.
Okay, Burks kind of asked a pretty funny question about were any of your teammates friends with Michigan players? I brought up Bo and Woody.
We're friends. Yeah.
Yeah,
So were they friends with?
Yeah.
yeah. Like, are they friends with any scum players?
uh, I don't think so.
did,
Uh,
did you
oh,
have
I
any?
know. Malik and Jordan because they played with the Cowboys. Malik and Jordan Lewis. I'm cool with
Yeah.
Jordan Lewis too, though.
Did you have any former high school teammates that you played against in any of the games? Different colleges, or even in the league at all.
Um, nah, in the league, nah, college nor league, not from my high school. No, the only one that went D1 was my quarterback, but he ended up going to Iowa State. We never played them.
Okay.
Okay. I will ask this because we kind of like to get into the meat and bones, but what got you into playing football to begin with?
I really think my cousins that play football. Growing up, they lived in Massillon. That's where I was born, and then I ended up moving a lot. I went to like 10 different schools all the way up until high school. But like I said, Maslin is just if y'all don't know, like gotta look it up. Like it's such a big football high school. Hey, stop screaming! Go in there. Go in there. Paul Brown was
Yep.
uh, the coach at Maslin like way back, and then before he even was it before or after? It was either before or after he was coaching in the NFL for the Canton Bulldogs when the NFL started and all that, and then he had the Browns, and then Mike Brown, the owner of the Bengals, he's from Maslin. Like, so it's such a big football like school. So when I went there, I was just a hooper, and it was just like my main goal was to go to college and not have my mom have to pay for college. And it was like basketball wasn't gonna do that at Maslin. Football was. So I was just like, man, I gotta try out for football. They told me my junior year, like, look, we got a starting spot at corner. We think you can do it. And I played it for the first time, and I just had success. And then I just took off with it, really. Then I started to love it more when I got to play my senior year both ways.
Now, what did you like playing better? Receiver? Or did you like playing corner better?
Receiver, easily. Like getting the ball, everybody wants to score touchdowns and all that. But then it was like, because I got recruited as an athlete, and then like because I went to the All Ohio game as a receiver in the corner, and then when I got to Ohio State, Coach Meyer, he was like, I don't know if I want you to be a receiver or corner, but Coach Combs was like, no, you're a corner. Like all day, he was just like, you're not going to receiver, and then I just ended up being a corner.
Did, did you take it? Did you return any punts or any kickoffs at all? While you're was there any talks about you doing that or?
Nah, I did it in high school, but nah, they never talked to me about it. I kept asking them to do it, but they wouldn't let me. So
So kind of like how Day does with some of his players currently.
yeah,
I feel like all our coaches have done that. Like Jim, Urban, now Day. It's kind of like they don't like even when y'all ask, they kind of don't let y'all because they don't want y'all to get injured. I guess
I don't know
because you're
what it is,
important.
but I definitely
I
wanted to, but
Yeah, I guess it's because you're important players. I mean, Ryan Day finally let Caleb Downs return a point, and look what happened. We got a
Yeah.
touchdown out of it.
exactly. I think Coach Meyer he just wanted receivers to do it. I don't know, but
Probably
'cause
mainly because it's like
we were
when they
more
touch
on
that
like
ball.
kickoff and punt.
Yeah, I guess so. Because like when it comes to receivers, you kind of want them to like just touch the ball at all times. But I feel like with DBs, they're better at doing it.
Yeah,
Not because it's like receivers aren't great, but it's like they don't get a chance to score touchdowns that much. So like this, they one chance to do it.
yeah,
So we're gonna go
exactly,
after it, no doubt.
exactly.
Great point.
Yeah, yeah, Barks, that will never happen. Ryan Day will forever hate that. Will forever hate that fool.
Ryan Day will never be friends with Sharon
Oh,
Moore. Come on,
That is never gonna
oh,
happen.
get
Sharon
out
Never.
of
Moore.
here. Get out of here.
It's never gonna happen, man. He hates him.
Yeah,
Especially after the scandal y'all put off making him and his family's life so miserable. So oh heck no.
I tell you,
That's
people really do need. I mean, I know there might be a couple people in the chat that aren't from Ohio, but all of us that are from Ohio know the story of Massillon football. They even had a movie about it, a documentary about it. I believe
yeah.
Earl,
Go Tigers.
I believe Earl Bruce went and coached there too, if I'm not mistaken, didn't he?
Yeah, Errol Bruce.
Yeah,
Yeah, he coached at Massillon. Yep.
Mhm.
yeah, because he actually coached my uncle at Sandusky High
Massillon
School,
was really good.
and he did really good at Sandusky. Then he went to Massillon. Sandusky's where Orlando Pace went to school, but yeah, Paul Brown, Earl
Yeah.
Bruce.
Sandusky, Cedar Point is the best
Yep,
amusement park in
exactly.
the world, or in America.
Yeah, I'm actually 20 minutes away from there, so I got a season pass and take my daughter all the time. So yeah.
Yeah. We're supposed to be going in August. I'm getting inducted into the Hall of Fame from my high school, so I'm
Oh,
supposed to go to
congratulations!
Awesome.
something like that.
Congrats, man.
That's awesome, man.
Thank you. I
Yeah,
appreciate that.
that's
Well
amazing.
deserved.
Oh, they're just going crazy in the chat now.
Well deserved.
I was reading all the comments. That's why I was scrolling right now, looking at all these comments.
Yeah, I'm reading them right now too. I'm like, they're just going crazy now.
They get a little crazy sometimes in our chat.
Yeah.
Hey, for the fun of it, it's
Love
what
the
makes it
Buckeye
fun, and it
fans.
ain't toxic. Hey, look, it ain't toxic. It's just guys doing it for fun.
Yeah,
That's the best part about it.
and girls. Don't forget we have a
I
couple of great.
appreciate
Yeah,
it.
we do.
A lot of
Buckeye girls,
love.
Buckeye boys.
Love the
um,
Buckeyes, man.
hey,
Always have, always will. If you guys got any more questions, you can throw it in the chat. Y'all know that, right?
Gareon, was there one player or maybe two players when you were, growing up or in high school that you tried to that you consider yourself like you could say, I play like this guy? Is there someone you can compare your game to when you were growing up or tried to model yourself after?
Not really. Like I said, I was a hooper. So, and like I said, I still even to this day I don't even watch sports. Like my son, he's just turned 8 on the 20th, and he knows more about the games and what scores and watches football more than me. Like he'll be like, "Did you see the game? Did you watch it?" And I'm like, "No, I didn't watch it." Like I don't even watch sports, so I never really like looked up to any sports players or anything like that.
Sean, you can keep going.
Okay, okay? I I thought it was froze for a second.
No, you were good.
No, I was now
Y'all hear me?
Gareon, what would you I know you played in the game, but tell our viewers a little bit about the other game. I'm talking about Massillon McKinley. What was your record when you went to school there, when you played in those games?
My junior year, we were 7-2 going into that game, and then we needed that game to go to the playoffs, and we ended up losing. Uh, we were winning. I think we were winning by like 3, um, and one of our players got an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, throwing a guy like 10 years later after he went out of bounds, and we ended up
Oh,
losing. And then we were 9-0 going in that game, and then we played them and beat them. We actually beat them twice in one season my senior year. Um, but the history of the game, like I said, it goes back way back, and it's one of the biggest rivalries of high school football in the country. But like, we literally we have Master McKinley Week like in school. We have a parade downtown. They shut off like the main street. We have a parade at the school or a pep rally before the game. We don't do anything at school the whole week of Master McKinley Week. They paint so many paintings all over the school. They hang them up all around the school. And we used to have a tiger. They got rid of it, after my senior year, or I think the year after I left. They got rid of it. We used to have a live tiger on the sideline.
ooh,
And like I said, it's crazy. Like people literally go crazy. After we win, we have like a big bonfire downtown. We ride the bus through like how they do like Super Bowl parades.
hmm,
Like that's what they do after we win our rival game against them. Like it's that crazy. I think we had like 14 to 17,000 people at the past or the 2 games that I played in high school.
wow.
Like it's nuts. And I remember my senior year when we played them the first time. We went out and um I think we had black. I think we went out in black jerseys, orange pants, and had rumors all season that we were supposed to get gray pro combat jerseys, and we never seen them. So we were like thinking like, oh, we went out in black and orange, and then went back and looked at our show like these all gray pro combat jerseys just for that game. And we went back out in those uniforms. Everybody was just looking like, oh my god, like we like, and we went crazy in those uniforms. Like, it's, it felt like maybe like,
Oh, he
Oh,
froze
we
on us
lost him
again.
again. Yeah, okay, so we'll get back to that question when he comes back. Oh, there we
did
go.
I go out again?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
went out again.
yeah, it happened again.
We heard gray combat jerseys, and that was about the last thing we heard, and you kept going in and out. All
Yeah.
right.
I'm gonna
It'll be
ask you a
good
couple
now.
questions because the chat actually started throwing some in. So Aaron first asked, "What
It
was your
froze
favorite
again.
play during the Natty run?" Did you hear me,
Hey, Gareon.
Gary?
Yeah.
Oh, I think his audio went out again.
Oh man, that's okay.
Oh, I can see it. I don't think.
All right, there he is.
Okay, there he is. I was ask. I was ask. Oh, I was asking what was your favorite play during the national title run.
Oh.
Oh gosh. Oh man, I'm a
Wi-Fi is on strike. I believe it, Eric.
yeah. It looks like it.
Hey man, just oh, there he is.
All right, here you go.
It's all good.
It's good. What was your
I
favorite
gotta
play
get
during the
my
national title run?
computer back, man.
What was your favorite play during the national championship run? Is what Aaron asked.
My favorite play?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I feel like for me it would be when I made a tackle on punt in the Alabama game. Uh it would either be that. I mean, the other one I really didn't matter that much because we were winning 59-0, but I had a crazy tackle on kickoff against Wisconsin in the Big Ten championship as well.
That was a,
Okay.
that was an awesome game when you guys went out there and stomped those guys like that.
Oh yeah, like ooh, that was a whooping like I had never seen before. We haven't seen one like that since.
Melvin Gordon talking trash.
Yeah, that's what they get for talking trash.
I mean, if you look, you guys faced Melvin Gordon, then you faced Derrick Henry, the
Mhm.
Mariota in the championship. That's the three guys that were finalists for the Heisman, and you guys shut them all down. I mean,
Yeah,
what an
that
impressive run
defense
by
was slick.
your guys' defense. Awesome.
Yeah, it was
Slick.
awesome. Troy asks, does your son ever go back and watch any of your old games?
He literally turns it on every single day.
Oh dang, again?
I,
He,
I
I cut
can't
out
blame
again.
you.
Yeah.
You're back though.
Yeah, you're back
Yeah,
now.
no, he watches like all the highlights on YouTube from my high school, Ohio State, and in the league. Like he knows like every video. He knows when I made what plays for what team, what number. Like he knows I was 19 at Ohio State when I first got there, and then changed to number 8. Like he watches it all the time.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then Tyler asks, who was your favorite all-time player that you played with? Your all-time favorite Buckeye player you played with?
Malik Hooker, easily.
Figured. Figured. Oh, Steely. I think it was Steely who asked, what was your favorite food?
My favorite food?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Here it
Uh,
is.
it's crazy because it used to be. I mean, I guess it's still steak, but it was steak. But now, my fiance is Mexican. It's fajitas. I love
Ooh,
fajitas,
I love
Nice.
but
Mexican
it's
food.
steak. It's beef fajitas. So,
Nice. And then
but yeah, the
Lucia.
best Mexican food is out here.
Yeah. And then Lucia asks, is Big Red and Massillon still a big rivalry?
Oh, I don't know if they play them anymore. Big Red is Steubenville. I'm not sure if they play them anymore. I know it used to be. I know it still was when we played them. My junior year. I feel like my senior year wasn't really that big of a game because they were terrible. But I'm not sure. I don't think it's a big rivalry anymore.
Oh, okay. I actually want to ask this because Steely is make this very good. What you think of Cardell Jones trucking that Oregon dude?
I remember we had a picture of that in the facility. When you would walk in, it'd literally be a picture of him trucking him. But no, I already knew Cardell. He's huge, man. He's the size of a DN. Like I wouldn't even try to like go head over him. I'm going right for his shins.
It was funny. I think that was a linebacker that tried to tackle him, and it's like, man,
Yeah,
linebacker's a
nah,
big dude, so you trucking a big dude like that is kind of funny.
yeah. He's built like a DN. Cardell's built like a DN. He's huge.
And
Yep.
he's like six, wasn't he 6'6", you know,
Yeah, 6'6", like 260,
260
250.
coming
Yeah.
at you, man. That's
Huge.
wow.
And think about it, like you already have a hard tackling Zeke. Imagine trying to tackle somebody like that,
Yeah, yeah.
especially
It's
running
tough.
at you like that. I mean, so what you also think of? Speaking of Zeke, what you think of his 85 yards through the heart of the South?
Man, that was lovely. Like I feel like watching that because like we were on the sideline and you just get the front row seat with that. You just like get chills seeing it run down there and knowing like, man, we about to win this game. Like
How
it was lit.
about Evan Spencer taking two guys out on that play, man? That block
Man,
he threw.
Two dudes at
Wow.
once.
crazy. Evan Spencer was underrated too. He was an underrated player.
He,
He did
he
so
threw a
much for the team, man.
he threw a touchdown pass to Michael Thomas that game
Like,
too.
yeah,
Yep.
I don't
What you
know.
think
He
of
was
that play too?
versatile.
Like how'd you think of that?
Yeah, that play was lit. That was one of my favorite plays of the game too. Like when Mike, the way Mike caught it, it was tough.
I mean, he got that foot, barely got that foot in, but man, that was beautiful. I mean,
Yeah, Mike was tough, bro. He was real tough. We used to
I
go
mean,
at it in practice.
people don't know that Keyshawn Johnson is actually his uncle. So I mean, it's in his
We
genes to
do.
be a good receiver. So I mean, kind of built
We
for
do.
that.
Studley Budley asks, "Who's the best wide receiver you played against? That or should I say, the best wide receiver you ever went against?
Ever it was Antonio Brown for sure. Like I
Practically.
said before, he's
How about in
literally
how about in
in
college? Who's the
college.
best? Yeah.
I gotta say all the Ohio State receivers, all of them that I went against. Like I can't pick. We had so many. We had Devin Smith. I went against Michael Thomas, Noah Brown, Curtis Samuel, Terry, Paris. Like I went against so many great players, man. It's crazy.
I I still think Curtis is still running, isn't he? I mean, Michigan still hasn't caught him yet, have
Yeah.
they?
Are you talking?
Dang.
Dude,
I
what a
thought you
crazy
said
game
still
that was!
playing.
Wow.
Man,
That was a
that
crazy
game.
game.
That was probably my favorite game in my history at Ohio State.
I
That
mean,
game was
Urban
lit.
collapsing on the sideline after he scored. I mean, that was just nuts. It looked like
I didn't
someone
even
shot him.
look.
He just fell.
I didn't. I literally didn't watch that play. Like I closed my eyes. I forget who I was sitting next to, but I told him I was like, I'm not watching. Tell me if we win. And I was literally like this the whole play. And I just hear everybody, and I was like, oh, I know we won. I didn't even watch it. It was crazy.
That's awesome.
Hey, Gary, we've had you on here for an hour, buddy. We appreciate your time. Hopefully, you can come back on before the season comes around again. Have you come on again. Um, appreciate you. I mean, it's been a
Yeah.
blast. I mean, you've always been gracious both times I've interviewed you. I appreciate you. I know the fans had a lot. The chat had a great time talking to you. TG, you got anything
Yeah.
else you'd like to say to Gareon? Any more questions or anything before we wrap
But
it
the
up?
only question I would have is actually the event that happened in 2014, but I don't know if I should ask that. With the walk-on
What
player, I don't
event?
know if I should ask that.
What event?
When you guys lost your teammate?
Yeah, when you guys lost your teammate in 2014.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
No, that
like
was.
how was that? How was the locker room, and did that actually fuel you guys to want to like play better throughout the season?
Oh yeah. I mean, it was one of those things where it was like because we didn't know. I think we didn't find out, and well, I know I didn't find out until we had the team meeting. I think some people found out before, but it was like rumors, I guess. Uh, and then we really didn't know until, well, I didn't find out and really know until Coach Meyer had the team meeting. So, of course, it was sad, but it definitely just fueled us. And like I said, that whole year was like a resilient year. All the things we went through, and even him being a walk on, like I tell people all the time, like being a walk on had nothing to do with anything at Ohio State. Like you still were treated as like a brotherhood and or a brother to the brotherhood. Like we didn't treat anybody less than us just because we were starters or on scholarship or anything like that. Like that's how much he meant to us. Like he was still a brother to all of us, you know?
That's good to know. That was actually so sad too. I felt so sorry.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Sean, you got anything else?
No, but I just want to say thanks again, Gareon, man. You always come on. You got great stories, and you're always so gracious with your time, and you answer all the questions that everybody has, man. We appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks you.
Yeah, no problem, man. I appreciate y'all having me on. Anytime, man. Just let me know. If I got time, I'll definitely come on.
I appreciate it. And like we
Appreciate it.
always, what do we always say here? You guys, everybody, have a great night. What we always say, TG. How do we
Oh,
understand?
H.
I-O.
OH.
Ayo.
Ah, yes,
Yes.
yeah, heck yeah,
He's the biggest Buckeye fan.
Not
heck yeah.
surprised, given his daddy is a Buckeye.
That's awesome, man. Again, congratulations on getting your number retired at your high school. That's well deserved, man. That is a big honor at Massillon, man. No doubt.
Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate that.
And everybody in the chat, thank you for tuning in, supporting us. If it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be able to do this. And to Eric and Chris, thanks again for, if it wasn't for your channel, we wouldn't have a show. So thank you guys. Everybody take care of yourselves. And we'll do it one more time, TG.
OH.
I-O.
All right, thank you.
Peace out. Thanks.
Peace out, everybody. Thank you.